Hey guys, welcome back. This week's poll list is a good one. I want you to take a look at some of our books for this week. So we're going to start with Marvel. Punisher #1 is out today, so come get it. And Captain Carter #1.
Punisher #1, writer Jason Aaron, art by Jesus Saiz and Paul Acacera, with cover artist Jesus Saiz. Will the Punisher's war end? Born of tragedy, devoted to war, unstoppable in his rage. As the Punisher, Frank Castle has become the most accomplished killer the world has ever seen. Now it's time for him to face his true destiny. What shocking secret from Frank's past will convince him to take the reins of Marvel Universe's most notorious clan of assassins? And once Frank becomes the warlord of the deadly ninjas of the Hand, will it also mean an end for the Punisher? Or a whole new bloody beginning? Join the superstar team of writer Jason Aaron and artist Jesus Saiz and Paul Acacera for this epic exploration of the dark and violent past and inevitable future of one of Marvel's most iconic characters. Captain Carter #1, writer Hyman McKeevan, penciler Marquita Cresta, cover artist Hyman McKeevan. Woman at a time? A reality where Agent Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum is turned upside down when World War II hero is pulled from the ice where she was lost in action decades ago. Peggy struggles to find her footing in a modern world that's gotten a lot more complicated. Cities are louder, technology is smarter, and enemies wear friendly faces. Everyone with an agenda wants Captain Carter on their side, but what does Peggy want? And will she have time to figure it out when the mysterious forces are already gunning for her? Prolific comics creator and designer Hyman McKeevan teams with rising star Marquita Cresta to tell an unforgettable Captain Carter story for a modern age.
Our DC books are as follows: Trials of the Amazon #1, limited series, and Naomi Season 2 #1.
Trial of the Amazons #1, writer Stephanie Williams, Vida Alaya, Joelle Jones, Michael Conrad, Becky Coluna. Art by Skylar Patridge, Laura Braga, Elena Casagrande, and Joelle Jones. Cover art by Jim Chen. After the events of the Million and Amazons, the dangers of Doom's doorway have found their way to man's world and garnered the attention of not one, but all 3 Amazonian tribes. The Bana Medhadal considered it to be a weakness in the current regime and has decided to return to the shore of Demerara to stake their claim over the island. Little do they know, the Escacida are not far behind, but instead looking for help to combat the evil unleashed. Tempers rise and swords are brandished as the women argue about the best course of action. Now Queen Nuria must show them all the way to peace by calling for one of the most famous Amazon traditions, the contest. Who among them is worthy of leading them into the future? Find out as the bravest, wisest, and fiercest warriors compete to be champion of all the Amazons. Naomi Season 2 #1, writers David F. Walker and Brian Michael Bendis. Art by Jamal Campbell. She's back. Naomi returns to the pages of her own series to uncover the truth behind the new mysteries around herself and her power. The entire creative team, Brian Michael Bendis, David F. Walker, and Jamal Campbell, behind the critically acclaimed and Eisner Award-nominated debut series, has returned to answer the questions that surround Naomi, her legacy, and her place in the DC Universe pantheons. Guest starring Black Adam, Superman, and the Justice League, plus the return of Zumbado.
Over at Image, we have Radiant Red #1 and Little Monsters.
Radiant Red #1, writer Cherish Chen, art by Dave LaFuente and Miguel Muerta. Cover art by David LaFuente. Fan favorite creative team Cherish Chen, David LaFuente, and Miguel Muerto return for a 5-issue miniseries telling the next unmissable story from the world of Radiant Black. To her students, Sayamoni Chen is a diligent middle school teacher. To her fiance and parents, she's the rock of their family. To the world, she's radiant red, a criminal turned matter-absorbing superhero. But with a mysterious stranger in her classroom, a nosy reporter on her doorstep, and 2.5 million hidden in the air vents on her house, she's going to have to decide who she is, and quickly, before the world chooses for her. Little Monsters #1, writer Jeff Lemieux, art by Dustin Nguyen. They are the last children on Earth who also happen to be vampires. For longer than they can remember, these child vampires have lived a life of eternal wonder amongst the ruins of humanity. But shocking events fracture the group and set them on a path of discovery that will shatter their innocence forever.
And here is the rest of your pull list for this week. And I'm pleased to announce that this Friday, we're going to have a very special guest in the IzzyVerse. We're going to have Jim Valentino. We're going to be talking about this particular book. You may know him from Shadowhawk and Guardians of the Galaxies. I'll be talking with him this Friday at our show, so be on the lookout for that one. And that's our pull list for this week. I'm Izzy, and I'll see you next week. Take care.